Please be seated. Happy New Year. I'm happy to see such a big crowd considering it is the morning after a big party. Alright, let's see what the gospel tells us today. And don't worry, I will not be talking about circumcision today. Mary treasured all these words and pondered them in her heart. This is what struck me in this passage. I know customarily we talk about the naming of Jesus, but today we're just going to do something else. This is what Luke tells us after Mary hears the stories from the shepherds. Mary treasured all these words and pondered them in her heart. This also echoes Mary's reaction when the angel Gabriel appears to her. We hear, she was much perplexed by his words and pondered what sort of greeting this might be. And then also it is repeated later after the story about Jesus in the temple, when he runs away, he goes missing. Luke tells us his mother treasured all these things in her heart. And this to me is a wonderful little glimpse inside Mary's inner life, and perhaps why she was chosen to bear the Son of God. Although she was much perplexed when the angel appeared to her, Mary kept her cool and did not speak out of turn. She listened, she paid attention, and waited to find out what the angel had to say, asked a pertinent question to clarify things, and then graciously accepted God's offer to bear and raise the Savior of the world. And then again, in this passage, we have Mary listening to the shepherds and pondering what they say in her heart. And what I'm guessing is that she was bracing herself for parenthood and for raising someone like Jesus. We all know raising children is not an easy task. And no matter how special our own kids are, they are not Son of God who will save all humanity special. So I'm guessing raising Jesus was anything but an easy job. He was unconventional, highly intelligent, very wise. And Mary knew who she was raising. She knew from the beginning that her son would be the Son of God. Can you imagine how it would feel to know that your child will be the one to save humanity from sin? How would you be as a parent to Jesus? Would you be filled with anxiety at the thought that you might not be good enough to raise such a person? Would you be grateful to know that no matter what you do, God would fulfill the prophecy and Jesus will grow to be the man he was always supposed to be, relieving you of all responsibility? These are some questions we might wish to ponder. We don't get many references to Mary in the Bible, therefore we don't get to know her all that well. We talk about her a lot, we have her statues everywhere, but at the end of the day, we don't know her all that well. We can speculate and use modern psychology tools to see if she was an introvert or an extrovert, or to detect other personality traits, but that's not what I want to talk about today. I want to see what we can learn from Mary from these little Bible passages. While thinking about this, it occurred to me that one thing Mary never had to worry about as a mom was whether her child would follow God's law. Jesus is God, so pretty much did not have to work hard on that aspect. I know a lot of us try to make church more appealing for our kids, to keep them interested while they are teenagers, so that when they become adults and start their own families, they can do the same with their kids, thus perpetuating the habit of going to church and being faithful Christians, and ensuring our churches don't die out. We try to make church a more child-friendly place. We buy little illustrated books about the Bible. We have Sunday school for the teenagers, and we try to make our classes more interesting to keep up with the teen minds. And then we try to be as contemporary as possible to reach more young adults. There is a big concern regarding this new generation of young adults, my generation, and church attendance. As a young mom myself, I try to create for my children a space to encounter God And I feel that that's really all I can do as a parent. Just make that space in our day, in our life, where we can meet God. And Mary does this spectacularly, I think. In that space, when she ponders, she allows God to reveal himself. She treasured all these words and pondered them in her heart. Now, we live in the age of social media. Nothing is pondered in the heart too much anymore, but displayed for everyone to see and weigh into. Life and society have changed to accommodate developing technologies, and it's the right thing to happen. But once in a while, we need to take a break and ponder things in our hearts. What is there to ponder? I would say everything. From the simple things in life, the things we take for granted, to the big, meaningful questions about our purpose and existence. Often I feel that God reveals himself all the time, and if we open our eyes, we can wonder at the beauty of the creation. This might sound a bit like a trivial anecdote, but I've been thinking about it all week. I read this article. So I always thought the sun was the center of our solar system, right? But this article was saying something else. It was describing something that's the very center, that's the right middle of our solar system, and it doesn't coincide with the core of the sun. It's somewhere to the side. Which means the sun doesn't just soar through the galaxy, it kind of wobbles its way through the galaxy. Because it just circles that little center, right? And why does this happen? Because the planets from the solar system pull the sun to the side. I didn't know before I had read the article. Each wobble takes about 12 years, so it doesn't wobble all that fast. But the gravitational pull from the planets is so strong, although the planets are just 2% of the whole mass of the solar system, they manage to move that great giant star and make an impact in the galaxy. And I was left in complete amazement to realize that the little planets can make the mighty and gigantic sun wobble. We are so incredibly small compared to God's entire creation, and we are so incredibly insignificant on a cosmic level. But yet still, in our little insignificant state, we can still cause a stellar wobble. Each of us has something that leaves us speechless and in amazement. And my suggestion for you for this upcoming year is to do more of what makes you ponder the wonders of creation. No doubt our experiences will pale in comparison to all the things Mary pondered in her heart. But we are not too shabby either. Last night was the night of New Year's resolutions and new beginnings. And as we enter the year and try to make better choices, I think we should make this resolution. In our busy lives, to try to make more room to ponder, to take a few minutes in our day to think about something from a different perspective, or to try to understand it with a child's mind, to meditate on the beauty of creation, sing a hymn you like every day, think, really think about how glorious God is. Ponder